Thank you, and I call on the member for Jagga.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I'm very aware that we're all here in this parliament because we hold a deep sense of responsibility to our communities and to our electorates. And for me, that responsibility is really clear. I do want to improve my community. I want to make it the best place for people to live, work, study, raise a family. And I am really proud that since we've been in government, Labor has been both building our nation but also building our communities, investing in communities like those in Jagga, which unfortunately were neglected for far too long under previous Liberal national governments. When those opposite were in power, they put themselves first. They in fact allocated community funding in ways that benefited their own seats. That meant in Jagga that our community missed out on major infrastructure funding, on school upgrades, on sporting and community facilities and much more. I actually stood in this place at the time when then Prime Minister Scott Morrison led a Liberal national government, and I called out that government for their unfair treatment of my constituents. Between 2018 and 2021, the then Treasurer and member for Kooyong's neighbouring electorate, so just over the river from Jagga, received $5.7 million in community grants, while my community just over the river in Jagga received just $800,000. That is more than 7 times less, and it is absolutely indicative of how those opposite treated running the country. They were not in it for communities. They were certainly not in it for the community of Jagga. They were governing for themselves. And so, Deputy Speaker, Labor does take a different approach. We believe that every community, city or regional, no matter who they voted for, deserves respect and deserves its fair share. And I'm really proud of what that means and what we're delivering in Jagga. When we come to people's health, one of the key things that people talk to me about, the need for good quality healthcare services that can be accessed locally and that are affordable. We absolutely understand that Medicare is the cornerstone of our health system. It was something that I talked to many community members about during the last election campaign, as I'm sure my colleagues did as well, and had those discussions about making sure that this very Australian institution is there not just for now, but into the future. And of course we know it was at risk because it was neglected for far too long by those opposite who have never believed in Medicare, who have never believed that you should be able to see a doctor with your Medicare card, not with your credit card. It was neglected, but we have been doing the work to fix it. And in Jagga, that means that we have delivered the Heidelberg Medicare Urgent Care Clinic, right in the heart of the Austin Hospital precinct, taking pressure off the emergency department there. I have a lot of positive feedback about this facility. And I'm really pleased that at the election that we've just had, that together with my colleague, the member for McEwen, we pledged that we will deliver another clinic in Diamond Creek and surrounds, which will really benefit people who live in the northern end of my electorate. We're backing that up. We are obviously making it easier for people to see a GP and have that bulk billed, an extra 18 million bulk billed GP visits every year, so that people in Jagga can see a doctor without worrying about the cost. And I know there's more work to do in this space. We're not there yet. As I said, it takes time to overturn the damage that those opposite did. In 10 years of government, they never invested in local health infrastructure in Jagga. They oversaw the collapse of bulk billing. They took a service that was essential to Australians, a service that Australians could count on, and they rubbished it. And that is, again, indicative of their approach to services. Labor is strengthening Medicare. The Liberals tried to destroy it, and that is the clear difference. And then if I look at other infrastructure in my community, like community sport, such a big part of how people spend their time, a big part of how people come together, how our kids learn about community, keeping active, so important. I'm really proud that we've been able to deliver investment in community support in Jagga. Funding for the Heidelberg West Football Netball Club to build female-friendly facilities, proper change rooms, showers and toilets. Funding for the Banyule City Council to build a brand new netball facility and upgrades to the croquet club at Ivanhoe Park. Funding for the Shelley Park Pavilion in Heidelberg Heights, and I'm pleased that construction will be starting soon on that, along with renovating the pavilion at Eltham Lower Park. Now again, this is all work that is underway in our time in government. It is not work that happened under those opposite. We did not have this local level investment in my community under those opposite. We're supporting the transition to renewable energy in Jagga Jagga and around the country. So while those opposite have a debate about whether they need to be signed up to net zero, and as the Prime Minister has said, if you're not prepared to back net zero, what you are actually saying is you don't believe in climate change. If you are not prepared to say that this country needs to reach net zero, what you are saying is you are a climate denier. And again, not just when they're in government, but now those opposite are still full of climate deniers. Well, in Jagga Jagga and around the country, we're investing and we're doing the necessary work. We're investing in our cheaper home battery scheme that's seen nearly 40,000 home battery systems purchased since July 1. That includes 166 in the community of Jagga Jagga. Of course, we know that those opposite promised a $600 billion nuclear plan to drive up household bills. We are delivering direct energy bill relief to every household. And we're doing this on a community infrastructure level as well. So Watermark, a well-known and well-loved community pool in my electorate, we are supporting the Banyule Council to electrify that pool with a federal government support that will mean that it will become a fully electric facility, helping council cut costs, lower emissions and reinvest savings back into the community. We're delivering on major infrastructure, the North East Link project, which is the biggest infrastructure project ever delivered in my electorate. This will transform the way people live and travel in Melbourne's North East. It will connect Watsonia to Bulleen, fixing what's known as the missing link in our freeway network. It will take 15,000 trucks off Rosanna Road every single day, cut travel times by up to 35 minutes, and this is something that we're putting $3.3 billion towards to support the state government to make this happen. Again, we never ever saw this level of future investment in much needed infrastructure in my community under the Liberals. I do want to say thank you to all the community members who I know are putting up with a large level of disruption as this major project goes in. You are showing remarkable patience and forbearance and understanding that in the end this project will be a huge win for our community, so thank you. The final area I wanted to highlight, Deputy Speaker, as I think one that really does show the contrast between this government's attitude to investment in community and people's lives and the attitude that was taken by those opposite when they had the opportunity in government, is in housing. We do still have a housing crisis in this country, and that built up over a very long time, and it's certainly built up under those opposite when they were not investing in housing. They didn't see a role for the federal government in housing for most of the time. They didn't even have a federal housing minister. Certainly, I have spent quite a bit of time recently going to housing that is being built in my community with the support of the federal government. I never had that opportunity under those opposite because there wasn't any housing being built in my electorate with the support of the then federal government when it was a Liberal national government. So now in West Heidelberg, the old Belbardia estate, which was demolished in 2020 because it needed serious upgrades, Labor is rebuilding that estate. Together with the state government, we're really proud to be delivering 104 brand new homes. That's more homes than were there before. They will be high quality, they will be modern homes that local families can be proud of. Through the Housing Australia Future Fund, Labor's delivering 642 new homes across Ivanhoe, Heidelberg, Rosanna and Greensboro. We've just announced another 25 homes to come in Belfield as part of the second round. And I recently, just a couple of weeks ago, had the pleasure to have the Prime Minister and the Housing Minister visit Rosanna, where we saw the Beetham Parade development take shape. Now, that's a fantastic development that's going to support women and children leaving family violence. It's going to support key workers, First Nations people needing a house. It's in a great location just next to the train station near our medical precinct. It is absolutely the type of housing we need in our community, so it is wonderful to see. This investment going forward, of course, again, we know those opposite weren't keen to support the Housing Australia Future Fund, but we can only hope that at some point during this period in opposition, they do change the way they look at community infrastructure. They do change the way that they look at investing for the future and investing in the future of communities like those in Jagga Jagga. There is still time for them to come to this realisation and change their ways and support some of these fantastic initiatives that our government is delivering on.
Thank you.